Riley came up to Mama the other day asking if he could marry me, and instead of saying, "You are my son, I am your mama, that is inappropriate," I was flattered, and the rest is history. Hey Riley, come to Mama. The hardest part about being a boy mom.
Mommy, can I have...
Hey! Stop it! Shut up! Sorry, that was just my annoying of a daughter. The hardest part of being a boy mom is wondering if his wife, you know, my son is never gonna be gay, if she will clean his dookie like Mama did. You know, with the same wipes that I use on his bottom. Or if his wife will be just like Mommy. Yeah, just like Mommy. I retired this series quite a bit back, only for it to be resurrected from the dead because it seems to be these TikTok boy moms have not had a good drama queen verbal whopping in a long time. I am not happy. The thing that really puts me off about boy mums over on TikTok is how obsessed they are with competing alongside their 5-year-old son's imaginary future wife, because universe forbid that little boy can be just that, a little boy, and not a fully grown man wanting to spread his wings with whomever that may concern. Boy mums over on TikTok, treat your sons like your sons instead of acting like they're the husband you've never had. Challenge. Oh my god, super extremely hard. I love you so much, Mummy. I'm going to marry you for Mother's Day. In the words of our favorite black metaler, if I had a child, which that's never going to happen, thank you. I never want to be a mother, let alone a boy mum. But that child I happen to have had have been a little boy, and that son of mine says, "Mummy, I'm going to marry you one day," or "Mummy, I want to marry you." Are you a little dickhead, Jonathan? Because Mummy did not raise no little dickhead, Johnny boy. So take that back, you little dickhead. See, that's why I can't have kids, because we're on the same level here. You're getting spoken to how you're getting spoken to, little boy. But it's the fact that either this boy mum has just gone ahead and dug up her old wedding dress to wear to marry her little boy, or bought one specifically for the ceremony she's throwing to marry her son. I'm sorry, but this is not cute, and I really don't care about the fact that there are so many people out there who believe people like us are overreacting. No, this is weird, and we're clocking that today. It's not entirely abnormal for a child to want to marry their parent. I mean, what 3-year-old understands the concept of marriage, different types of love, and furthermore, why it would be inappropriate for their parent to dig up their wedding dress and throw a whole ceremony to confuse the child. If it wasn't bad enough that this mum married her son, plastered it on TikTok where it will have social consequences and possibly affect that child's mental health in the future, the dad who is filming this entire ordeal, which shame on him too, he should have said, "Hey, no, this is highly inappropriate. What are you doing, you dumb bitch?" No, I'm kidding. Like, don't approach your partner like that. But I mean, all bets are off when it comes to people who are willing to do something this stupid. The dad behind the camera is asking the boy if he will take his mum to be his lawfully wedded mummy. Yeah. Yeah. And if the mum will take the child to be her lawfully wedded son. It's just kind of like, at what point did you not care to think that this is really weird not to throw this entire ceremony in marrying your son? And I get it, he's a little boy, so he doesn't really understand, but it's up to the parents. That's their entire role in a child's life, is to teach them that, hey, this is not appropriate, because no, you cannot marry Mummy, because I am Mummy, and you will find that person in the future that you may want to marry, because Mum is very different from marriage married partner. He then says, "You now may kiss your mummy." The child then proceeds to kiss his mum in a way that he has seen his father kiss his mother before, and is honestly such an uncomfortable watch, and that's the entire reason why I'm not going to show that portion, because it's just a little bit like, when is enough enough? And I think that a lot of people tend to really misconstrue situations like this and think, no, a child is never meant to kiss their parents, when it's like, that is quite the norm when you have a healthy relationship with your parents. Give them a little bit of a peck on the cheek, a little bit of a peck on the lips. It's normal. What I take issue with is the implication of the kiss and how the kiss had taken place. And that was in a circumstance of him getting married to his mum. It wasn't a "I love you mum" kiss. Mwah. It was a "I'm getting married to mummy. Let me do the same thing that I've seen my dad do before." What? Like, and watching that back and posting it is one of the most insane parts about this entire situation as well. Now, given the fact that this TikToker has deleted the video for obvious reasons, because this is really weird, and it is something that needs to be called out, because this has damaging consequences on these children when they're older. And not once did these deranged parents think to tell their son, "Hey mate, there is a difference between the love you have for mummy versus the love that you're going to have for your married partner in the future." Because another big problem that I have with this entire boy mum situation is the fact that it blurs the lines between child and adult, because it essentially normalizes a romantic relationship between child and adult, when it's kind of like children need it to be drilled into their heads that this is not normal, that falling in love with somebody much older than you is not normal. And this is just speaking in extreme circumstances, right? Playing a little bit of devil's advocate here, you could say. There's really only so much that I can do with the entire play pretend excuse that everybody is giving this TikToker. But what would you guys say if the roles were reversed? Children do not understand the complexities of romance. That's why you, as the parent, have to set clear boundaries, as you don't want a more extreme circumstance to come about where, because you are constantly fostering this kind of behavior, it's setting that child up to possibly fall in love. Yeah, like actual fall in love, physically, emotionally, romantically with that parent. That is why you want to teach them this is not appropriate, little buddy. That's why I say it's 100% up to the parents to really teach this kid that the child can show their love towards mummy in a different way. Because yeah, child-parent relationship is very different to when the child grows up and finds their future partner. You know, that kind of love, they're not the same. A lot of commenters were actually defending this boy mum, surprisingly. And I guess it's because we're living in a time at the moment where people see that parents can absolutely do no wrong, makes a ton of excuses for them, and really, in their heart of hearts, believe that they don't need to teach their kids absolutely anything. Because look, this may not be that deep to a lot of people, but to me, this is when my son's future girlfriend thinks she's his first kiss. Hey, so actually, you know, she will be his first kiss, because a mummy kiss is very different from attraction kiss. What? I can't believe people actually post like this. I have been embarrassed about when I first cut my bangs and they were absolutely god awful. I've done some really insanely terrible makeup looks before that I've just been like, yep, this is the shit. This is the new shit. But now I kind of feel a whole lot better about myself, because you will never, even if the circumstance comes up one day that all of a sudden drama queen has popped out a mini drama queen, which that will never happen. Okay, never! But catch me dangling in a garage before I ever post some shit like this. What is wrong with you? But since it seems that this boy mum was dropped on her head as a baby, I doubt she would understand the difference between romantic partner kiss and mummy kiss. Cause like, I don't know if it's ever occurred to these kinds of toxic parents before, but your child is actually not your property. Yeah, like just because you birthed them, just because you've housed them, like, you know, you gotta, standard shit, it doesn't mean that they're your pet that you can fuck with, that you have to give permission to other people to date or marry or even kiss. Cause she really used a song that says, girl, I ain't trying to be mean, but before you there was me. Which is clearly sung through the perspective of an ex-girlfriend talking about her ex-man's new girl. But instead of you being normal, you decided that you'd think up of a scenario where your son dares to kiss another woman. How dare he? Did she know that mummy was first? Got all of his kisses? What have we learned so far, gang? We have learned that one kiss is based on attraction when it's not with your parents, you know? And then with your parents, when you give them, you know, the little peck on the lips because they're your mum that you literally came out of her dolls. That kiss is based on I love my mum. But it's almost as if these boy mums cannot differentiate between the love her son has for her versus the love that her son has for a romantic partner. Being a boy mum means you finally get to dress your man the way you've always wanted. That's a child, miss. Your child at that. And I hate to break it to you, I really do, because it seems like you base your entire personality off of the fact that your son is your man. He is not your man. He is your little boy's son. He will never fulfill the role that is of a romantic partner would fulfill. He is your fucking kid! Like, wake up! It always irks me when I come across these kinds of TikToks because you can tell these boy mums really do mean it when they refer to their sons as their man. Because what do you mean you're dressing your son like you would imagine your dream man dressing? Like that 35-year-old man on Tinder dresses. The crypto finance bro. He looks at most 8. Like, what the fuck? And when she says, I finally get to dress my man the way I've always wanted, because my husband won't let me dress him the way that I would find him attractive in, I'm just gonna take that out on my son. Oh, no, I mean my man. The hardest part about being a boy mom is wondering if his wife will hold his hand and let him lay on her lap while on the plane like you used to. The hardest part about being a woman is wondering if a man is going to expect you to treat him just like Mumsy did. Funny story actually, but not that funny because I kind of really did feel bad for the girl that I was sitting near. As you guys know, because I spoke about it briefly, you probably saw it on my Instagram, Haley, my partner, and myself went to Vegas to go to WrestleMania. And anytime that I've been to the States, when you're going home, like back to Australia, there is barely anybody on the plane. Luckily enough, my partner and I, we were sitting next to each other, but in our little section where the 3 seats are placed, we didn't have anybody who was, you know, sitting between us or next to us. That meant that we could both take turns laying on each other, falling asleep, because it was a 14-hour flight and they absolutely suck. And so another couple is sitting next to me, and this dude I noticed was just constantly laying on his girl. And she was pissed off. And I know that because I am an eavesdropper. Yes, 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 I am. And I was listening to some of their conversations and she was annoyed that she did not get to lay down once. Like, that was towards getting back into Melbourne. She was just like, I'm never doing this again. Like, why didn't you let me lay down on you? And he dead ass said, because I didn't want to wake up. Okay, hold on. Bit ominous there. Bit, what do you mean by that? But also, your woman counterpart is not your mum. Should not have to put up with a grown man child like that. It's the expectations that these boys of boy mums are raised with that then are put onto everybody else who did not sign up for that. Besides, your son is likely to grow up to be an absolute unit and won't exactly be able to lay his 2-year-old body down on his partner's lap. You boy mums shouldn't be wanting your son's future partners to be his mother anyways. That would be really weird because he already has parents. Because it kind of implies that your son should strive to find a woman who's gonna clean out his skid mark undies and have him lay down on her lap because mommy used to let him do that. Meanwhile, she's uncomfortable as fuck. Sorry, but no woman wants to be your son's second mom. Get when my son walks out of practice with no shirt and all the little girls are blushing. Writing Wattpad fanfic about your son is fucking crazy. What is it with these people, dude? Because why is your first thought looking at your son shirtless, not put your shirt on, dude? But instead, you see your son without no shirt on and looking to see who else finds your son as hot as you do. I cannot stand boy mums. So with all of that being said, everybody, do you happen to have an experience or had an experience with a boy mum in your life? I've previously touched on one of my experiences if you go back through the boy mum series, and to be quite honest, it's annoying because me as a woman, I should not be expected to be this grown man-child's mum. If he still needs mum, go the fuck to her. Why do you need me? Oh, that's right, because it's not legal to have mattress action with her. And it's not on. It's not on. And I'm getting cross. Thank you so much for your stay at Yappersville today, everybody. I hope to see you again soon. Take care of yourselves and most of all, love your fucking selves.